Alright guys, here is a new fucked up review for you. It's a movie that came out last year, but wasn't doing these yet, so I will talk about it right now, and that is the remake of April Fool's Day. Now you may be sitting there thinking, are you ever going to do a fucked up review that's not about a remake to a horror movie? The answer is, who knows? Who knows, because it seems to me that the worst movies ever made are horror remakes. So let's talk about it. First off, they picked a horror movie that that horror fans know about. So, not a lot of people knew that April Fool's Day really existed. So, that was their first mistake. Their second mistake was, oh no, they thought, this movie's not very good, so let's release it direct to video. You know, because maybe it'll do better. I don't know if it did better, but I'll tell you something. When I rented it, I got it for free. So don't worry, I didn't pay for this piece of garbage. It wasn't good at all. Okay, now, let's talk about this movie a little bit more in depth. First of all, when I saw the preview of it, I was like, this is not a remake of April Fool's Day. Same thing happened with Prom Night, which I will talk about in another review. So, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know what this is a remake of, but it's not a remake of April Fool's Day. So I watched the movie. The first thing happens is, oh, by the way, I'm going to ruin this for everyone, so if you haven't seen this piece of garbage, I wouldn't suggest seeing it, but if you want to see it, don't listen to my review, because I'm going to tell the ending. First thing that happens in that movie is that this group of people play this prank on this girl who falls over a balcony guard inside of a house, falls onto a table and dies. And they're filming this because they gave her a date rape drug or something. You know, this is how teenagers, you know, play jokes on people nowadays. Is they give them date rape drugs and then, you know, humiliate them until they die. I did it too. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so then immediately after that, they cut to news footage of them announcing that this girl died. But the odd thing enough is that they have the footage of this girl dying, which makes absolutely no sense because I'm pretty sure that would be evidence, and I don't think any network in the world, maybe outside of the United States, but not a network in the United States would show that footage on the news. So right then and there, it just takes you out of believability. So the movie jumps forward or something. It's been a while, so keep with me. Jumps forward and like all these killings are happening and whatever. The twist ending to the first movie was that, which I totally suggest going to see, going out and seeing, renting it, buying it, whatever. It's a really good movie. The twist to the first movie was that nobody actually died. It was all an April Fool's joke. I mean, that was genius. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I personally think that was a genius idea. So, you know, at the end of this one, I figured they're either going to use the same stupid joke, you know, the same twist ending, or it's going to be something different, but I didn't know what it was going to be. Well, I'm going to tell you that the twist ending to April Fool's Day, the remake of April Fool's Day, is probably the worst ending I've ever seen, ever. I may have mentioned that I think the Friday the 13th remake ending was the worst ending to a horror movie I've ever seen. Yes, it definitely was. But April Fool's Day was probably the biggest cop-out ever. And it was one of the worst endings. Basically what happens is, nobody died in the movie, just like in the original one. Except that they were doing this to try and get this other girl to confess to killing the girl in the beginning of the movie. Which was kind of stupid. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, this is a retarded ending. So then they come up with, like, the dumbest twist ever, which was, the girl, and I believe it was played by, Scout Taylor Compton, or Compton Taylor, or whatever, the main girl from Halloween, the remake of Halloween. Basically, she's like, oh no, you know, look, the gun, it doesn't even have, you know, it doesn't have bullets, it's got blanks, see? And she puts it up to the other girl's head, and pulls the trigger, and kills her, blows her brains out. The reason that that's a stupid ending is because I can just see that these writers were sitting there in a room. They're like, we need a twist ending to this movie, just like, you know, the twist ending to the original one. What can we do? Oh, we'll accidentally kill the girl. You know, it's all an April Fool's joke, but we'll accidentally kill her. Fucking stupid. Why would that girl even, like, to show her that it had blanks in it, why would she put it to her head? You know, I mean, she could have put it anywhere. She could have shot at the wall or shot her leg or something, but no, she puts it right up against her head. I'm sorry, if I was going to show somebody that that gun had blanks in it, I would not, and had no intention of killing them, would not put it up against their head at all, ever. I mean, I've never shot a blank gun, but I know for a fact that there's possibilities of fragments coming out of the gun. And it's still dangerous, just not as dangerous. So that was fucking stupid. And that's how the movie ends. Stuff happens after that, but it has nothing else. You know, that's the end of the movie. Movie is absolutely retarded. It actually says, it has nothing, the original storyline to April Fool's Day is that a group of college friends come to a remote house to spend the weekend with their friend, and then they get killed off, and then the whole thing is a joke because the girl who owns the house is getting prepared to open like a resort where it's like a mystery where the people who go there have to solve this mystery, which they do throughout the movie, which is fine. This movie is, girl gets killed, then the girl, I guess who is responsible, is being attacked or something, and then they just want her to confess. Does that even sound like what I just said? I mean, no, it doesn't, because it has nothing to do with the original. And it actually says in the credits, based on an original idea by, I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name, Dan Leo Back or something like that. And I'm like, why did he even get credited? It's not based on his story at all. At all. I'm tired of these remakes that have nothing to do with anything. You know, they're not remakes. They're just putting the fucking title on there so they can sell it. I'm sorry, but at the end of the year, I like to pick 5 movies as the, 5 worst movies of the year. And I think that was 2. I think the remake of Day of the Dead was number 1. I can't remember, but it was in the top 5. Absolutely terrible. In fact, Blockbuster's actually gotten rid of it. Each Blockbuster, at least within the district of the stores that I work in, got 1 each. And every store just recently, I think last week or the week before that, got rid of them and destroyed them. What does that say, people? That movie was terrible. Do not waste your time. Until the next fucked up review, I bid you adieu.